What describes you the best, do you think? What qualities or traits do you have?
Confident.
Now I just finished my easy run, and this is one of the best things with Elizabeth. Is while I was running, she was cooking. What did you make this time?
This time I made it's called a naan bread pizza. Yes, and some fruit and snacks, because today we're having a game night. And Jakob always loses at Yahtzee. So, are you ready?
Yes. Pizza time. Very nice.
We're a very simple couple, so we enjoy just having a night in, ordering some takeaway, watching a movie, but also like going on hikes with the dogs. Just relaxing things to do, because it can be quite stressful to live that life.
It's Maximus after a tour in the park. Very nice haircut. Made him himself. Nice behind hair.
Some highlights.
Very good.
Yeah. Good dog.
Good day in the park.
I feel like he's funny and he's caring in his way. I think he doesn't give himself enough credit sometimes, actually, how caring he actually is.
Hej!
Hi!
Ja, jag kommer se. Jag kommer se.
Hej Tebbe. Hej Tebbe.
Yes, he has to win everything, but it's not as bad when he loses as when he loses a race. So yeah, I would prefer playing a game against him compared to running against him. Yeah.
Personally, I think it's important to have different areas where you're kind of, being yourself. And of course, I'm being myself in public and when I'm running and competing, but that those traits are not maybe that good to have in your everyday life, because then it can be a little bit too harsh and maybe a little bit too competitive. So Elizabeth, she just makes it very easy for me to just be myself and to be maybe a little bit calmer version of myself when I'm not out racing. She just sees you for maybe what you are and not maybe what you're trying to be. And just a very supportive and kind person, which I don't find is not that very easy to be.
Bräda. Tommel upp.
What would 10-year-old Jakob, what would he think of everything that you've done now?
My first thought was to say that he would be disappointed because I didn't win more. So a lot of memories from this. I never really looked at them. This was the big meeting at the national level growing up, which is Tyrvinglegene, which we had to go to Oslo, the capital. Once I participated in long jump, 60-meter hurdle, 60-meter, 200-meter, and 600. This is probably one of the toughest races that I've ever done. This is called Urdalsnivet opp. It was like a 5-kilometer mountain race. My initial thought was that a 5-kilometer road race isn't that tough. So I went out in a pretty decent pace, and relatively quickly I was starting to hurt. It's a pretty big mountain. Just around the first corner, and you can see like the first 1,000-1,500 meters. It was just like this left turn of just eternal elevation. It's just complete darkness the last 5 minutes. I think I passed out on the top. It's probably one of my worst experiences with lactate in my childhood racing. There was a point where I started training with Henrik and Philip and their group, and I think that was when I was 10, 11. So, you know, thinking about it and looking back at it, my mileage wasn't necessarily that high, but it was very consistent. But nowadays, I think it's a little bit misunderstood what I was doing. I was not running 100k or 150k a week, but it was more like the specific work that I need to do and do that consistent to be able to improve as a runner. I think I've always been a very competitive person, so even with Henrik and Philip sort of being my idols, because obviously they're the people that I looked up to, but still I saw them as my competitors.
First I ever thought about it was like 8 years old maybe, so I kind of lived up to their potential and their results.
He's born to run, it's simple as that, nothing else.
I was fearless in all of my competitions. I wanted to go out there and I wanted to win. But at some point, a lot of races, I met people that was quite a lot older than me and were stronger than me. But still I went out with everything that I had. I remember all those defeats. It was always very tough. Being defeated is something that growing up has been something that's supposed to be embarrassing in order to have the mindset and approach to next time to try to prevent it.
The second place is the first loser, so yeah. It's okay.
I don't have a rivalry with anyone. Everybody has a rivalry with me because I'm always not on the top, but I'm always there. So my rivals always change. For the last 5 years, I probably had 20 different rivals. Everybody's inconsistent and they get a good race and the rest is not so good. I would say I have a very objective and analytic approach to my running career. So obviously I can tell what people are thinking and are feeling and their emotions attached to losing and winning, not believing in themselves. So for everybody that's trying to get something from the outside, that's because they're missing something in themselves. And that's believing in themselves. So of course I use that to my advantage because they're scared, they need some help maybe from the audience and see if they can get some response in different attacks. But at the end of the day, it's because they're insecure.
One more and then lactate.
For me, being consistent is very important. So I'm very kind of notorious in the way that I prioritize. And if something works, I'm gonna do that 100%.
There's something safe and familiar with having a good team around you where you can really trust the people that you're with and also work towards goals in life together with those people. And also get a lot of good help from all of the experience we've had together for the last 10-15 years.
This is where I have my family and all my friends, but also the same running routes and the stadium and indoor track where I've been training my whole life. And it's been working very well and getting a lot of good results.
What number are you looking for? 2.5 or 3.5?
I didn't bring any cash, so is it okay if I pay you tomorrow? Yeah, for the pacing job? Yeah, that's good. World's best pacemaker.
Elizabeth shouldn't be here now. No, I think I've always looked forward to having my own children, not because I like myself so much, but it's a nice way of, you know, starting a new chapter with the person you love. Of course, Elizabeth is that person to me, and it's a step into the future, and it feels like the right direction to start the family and to kind of have our own extra team when we're home and you know, working on these things. Even if I'm expecting a child or buying a house or whatever, the world is spinning either way, and the show moves on. So it's all about for me to prioritize and do what I've always done. At the same time, I'm not putting the rest of my life aside just because. I think I can manage and still improve in this sport, even though I'm doing a couple things on the side. I think winning is something that happens for those who chase beyond what's possible. I think for me it's always been about myself, believing in myself, believing in the training that I've done, be confident going into races and always do my best. And if I keep on doing that and the rest of my competitors are just gonna race for the race itself, of course I'm gonna keep on winning. For me, I'm never gonna be really satisfied unless everything is 100%. And even if I'm winning, after the race, I always see that I could have done some things different in order to win even more. It's difficult with my own expectations, but other people's expectations are nothing compared to my own.
I could see myself wanting a normal life, but at the same time I think I would miss a part of myself that's crucial for the person that I am today.
And of course, if your ultimate goal is to win a gold medal or beat a record, after that is accomplished, it can be difficult to find a new purpose, and definitely something that can match the one you previously had. For me, it's always been a lot bigger than that. Winning and getting medals and records has always been just something that I need to do on my way to my ultimate goal. Which is to become the best runner of all time.